This woman is on top. She rocks. She inspires. She's a badass babe from Scotland. She is revolutionizing not only Cincinnati, Ohio, but the entire globe because it's her playground. I love chatting with the fabulous Taylor Jameson about real life stuff like recovery, dancing, COVID, corporate BS, and just finding your place in the beauty and barber industry. Watch and listen to this episode and tell me what you think. Women on Top Rock. Are you a beauty or barber pro looking for that push to do that thing you've always wanted to do, whether it's in or out of the salon, spa, or shop? Are you tired of not feeling good enough, smart enough, skilled enough? Are you tired of not getting a handle on your mental health, boundaries, and insecurities? I'm Krystine Sherwood, the BeautyPro coach, an internationally certified coach, a salon and spa owner, and your personal Jiminy Cricket. I use my own experiences, good and bad, as a salon owner to help you be more self-aware, authentic, and forward-thinking in your approach to life, in and out of the salon. It's time to reach your version of success with the BeautyPro Coach podcast. Okay, you guys, I am here with the fabulous Taylor Jameson. And she, believe it or not, she's a Scottish princess, and I just love her. Hello, Miss Taylor.
Hello, how are you doing? It's so nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Your smile is amazing.
Thank you. Let me just tell you guys, this woman, she is all over the country. She's wearing her Scottish kilt, and I just love it. All over, like every hair show this year that I went to on my little mini tour, Miss Taylor was there, and I was like, look at her go. And I would just like go on my merry little way. But how are you, Miss Taylor? How has your year been?
Great. How's what?
How has your year been? Full of dancing?
Oh my goodness. Phenomenal. Life just happens. You know what? What is it John Lennon said? Life happens where you're busy making plans, right?
Yes.
So I'd say life happens when you're busy having fun. Yes. And it's been an incredible year. I can't believe it's went in so fast, actually, to tell you the truth.
I know.
It just goes by so fast. So
truly.
Yeah.
Truly. Yeah. I don't know if it started for you, but here, like, school has started, and the joke that I keep saying around here is like, oh, school started, so let me go get my Christmas tree, because it is all over from here.
Right. It's just go.
Yeah.
Everybody's busy. We're looking at Halloween, all these holidays come up. And it gets, you know what, at some point it's not as important, but then when there's kids come in, it's important. All this stuff is important. And we need to know all. So, yeah. And it's exciting.
It is exciting. So before we hit record, we were talking about dancing. What is going on with your dancing, girl?
All right. So, I used to, in Scotland, we used to, as adults and kids, we used to dance together. But we used to, when the sun was shining, which is not very often, growing up, I don't remember the sun shining very, very often. But when the sun would shine, the adults and the children would come out onto the street and we'd dance in the street. And basically, it's one of my fondest memories. Now, as you get older, all that stuff kind of falls away. I always loved to dance. There's two things in my whole life that I ever wanted to do. I wanted to be a dancer and a hairdresser. And I remember sitting down with my mum and dad, and they're asking me, what are you going to do? And I said, it's either a dancer or a hairdresser. And they said, no, you're going to get a real job. But the hairdressing was it. Yeah. So we used to, between dancing and hairdressing, that is the thing that just kept me going. And so we used to go out on the street and dance with the adults, and it's one of my fondest memories. And then, you know, getting into hair when you're really busy, you're working long hours, right? The dancing kind of fell away by the wayside. That's okay because I'm just as passionate, right? And then, you know, I got to an age and I had to think about what did I really love to do as a child, you know, apart from hairdressing.
Yes.
Because, you know, your body, you start to think about, you know, am I going to be able to do this forever?
Yeah.
I've never liked exercising. I don't run. I don't do sit-ups. I've tried it, pull-ups, all of that stuff. Tried all that, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, I used to get dance in the club for 3 hours straight without a break, just keep going. Friends would go, leave the club, and I'd still be dancing, right?
Yes.
The lights went out. And I know that you have to have a stamina to do the shows, to do hairdressing.
Yeah.
You have to have some kind of stamina. But anyway, I came to a point in my life, and I thought, well, you know, this is one thing. What else did I love to do when I was younger? And it was dancing. So I think it was in my 40s. I said, I'm going to teach Zumba, right? And I'm in Cincinnati right now, and I don't drive very well because coming from the UK, I'm used to driving over the other side. And it's like old habits die hard. You know, even to this day, I can turn a corner and I'm like, what side of the street am I supposed to be on?
Oh, no.
Yeah, honestly. So I decided I was going to teach Zumba, and it is a wee town in Dayton over from where the town of Cincinnati is, right? The city. And nobody could take me. And I said, I'm going to drive there. I had no GPS. And I said, I'm going to drive there. And I was terrified. I was terrified because my brain was going. I said, they'll all be younger. They'll all be dancers, professional dancers. I'm too old. Who do I think I am? This is in the car.
Wow.
And I'm going somewhere where I've never been before. And I'm like determined. And this is the age where you get to this. You're like, I don't care. I'm going to do it. I get there. It was very diverse. No, everybody was in spandex. And I just danced up a storm.
I love it.
So I taught Zumba for a while. And then the big C happened, you know, COVID happened.
Oh my gosh.
And I thought, I can't be inside. So I have my playlist. I have my boom box thing. And I said, I'm taking it onto the street. There's me and another girl. I said, do you want to dance? I said, let's dance in the street because we couldn't be close to each other.
Yeah.
I said, we have to be 6 feet apart. So we took it onto the street, started playing the music. Me and her just started dancing. And the next minute, the neighbors started coming out. And they're like, oh, this is great. So we started it. 5 years. We're in 5 years where I've been doing this every Wednesday night. And, you know, I've got people from, this is not kidding, all over the world write to me because, you know, Facebook and Instagram is all over the world. People see it. I have a playlist request from Scotland, Thailand, all over the world. People go, you know, you just brighten up, you guys. We're called Street Dance Tribe now. We have an official name. You guys just brighten up our day.
I love this.
People go by and wave and peep the horns. And one time a policewoman, we were playing Michael Jackson. Can you feel it?
Yes.
Can you feel it? Right?
I'm already like.
We're all like this, right? And she jumped out, stopped at the lights. There's a 4-way stop right there. We say it's the grooviest street lights in America. So this policewoman came out, drove up, jumped out her car and started dancing, stopped traffic, lights going, and she just stopped traffic in 4-way and she just started dancing. I was surprised it didn't go viral, you know.
That is so cool. So you have an international Zumba class.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. In Cincinnati.
And, you know, it's all free freestyle. It's not all choreographed. People come in and go, I can't dance. I'm like, just move. All you need to do is move. And it's just moving. And so therefore, I've done that. And I actually, you know, keep doing it because I absolutely know that you have to have this stamina. You have to have this chutzpah, if you will, to stand behind the chair and keep going physically, mentally, and spiritually.
I
This is
love
what
this.
fills me up. So I think, as hairdressers, we need that. We need the physical, we need the mental, and we need the spiritual, because that's how we connect.
Yes.
And we're very special people because of that, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. And that's
Okay.
the passion. That's the passion.
So that's the passion, and you can't have multiple passions in this industry. You can.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what would you tell people coming into this industry then? Because what you just said is core, like it is core value right now. But like for the youngins, what would you tell them?
That's a great question. Honestly, I've had my salon here for 30 years, and I own the building. I'm only in there 2 days a week, and it's all young people that's in there. Honestly, I go in, I'm like, OMG, these are so cool. These people, you know what I mean? It's like when you're standing in there, you don't realize that people are coming in and going, oh, they're the coolest people in there. Oh, look at what she's wearing, all of that stuff. So I go down there and I'm like, wow. But when I was down there, and we have a Paul Mitchell school, we had the Aveda school right here. We had a few schools around, and students would come in. Sometimes they would spend the day, would come in, they'd do a student day release to come to the salon. And I think one of the questions I was asked is, what would you want for a person to come in and work here? And I said, the first thing I would look for is passion. Because I think creativity and all of that stuff goes along with passion. And it doesn't matter what you're passionate about. Passion shows through. We can teach you hair cutting. We can teach you systems. I can't teach you passion. You have to have a core. So that would be it. What's the one word? Passion. Have passion. Show the passion when you go in the door, and basically the rest is easy.
I love it.
So
I love it.
Yeah.
Exactly. I do. I feel that to my soul.
Right. Yes.
So let's wind back 100 miles behind. Who is Taylor Jameson? Who is Taylor, and why should we know you? Tell everybody who you are, girl.
That's a good question. Well, when I came to America, I said, if I'm going to be here, people are going to know I'm here.
Oh, yes. I love this.
Honestly, that's what I said. If I'm going to be here, people are going to know I'm here. Because let me tell you, leaving my country, leaving my family, I have a wee sister that I looked after since she was 13. My mother died when she was very young, and I had to become, everything to my wee sister.
Yeah.
Leaving all that was the hardest thing I've ever done. And when I got here, I said, okay, I'm here, and people are going to know I'm here. And that was it.
Love it.
So, I started, and this is a story that I tell all the time, but I started cutting my mum's hair. And let me just go back a wee bit. My mum worked in the local factory. She wasn't a hairdresser. And basically, she used to go into the restroom or the toilet, what we called it, and do all the women's hair on a Friday night to go to the club. We had social clubs over there that families can go, not just like go young and you're too old no matter what age you are. So all the women she used to do all their hair in the bathroom for the women to go to the club. And I'd stand at the gate waiting for my mother to finish. And people would come out and they'd go, do you like my hair? Your mum did my hair. And I'd be so proud of her. And, I used to sit on the back of the chair, and she used to have this long black hair, and it flipped at the bottom. With the flip. The big flip.
Yes.
I Dreaming of Jeannie, remember? Yes. Bewitched.
It was like little
that flip. Yeah. And I used to sit and brush it. And I was very young. And I'd say, Mum, what do you think I should be when I grow up? And I'd say a doctor, and she'd go, and I'd go, no. She'd say a lawyer, and I'd say no. And she'd say a hairdresser, and I'd say yes. So I feel, honestly, I didn't choose this profession. This profession chose me. I used to wonder what people would make people, want to be priests and nuns and all of that. It's a vocation. And I'm not saying that egotistically. I'm not. Because I have a fireman in my family. My son just became a lieutenant. And yes, this is what this industry did. Believe me, this is what we built. This is what we do.
Yes.
He since he was 3, I knew he was a fireman. So my mother knew I was a hairdresser. I knew I was a hairdresser. So that is who I am. I've never done another job in my life. And it sustained me. And it sustained my family. And I have my business. We own the building. I travel and teach. My passion. I get to share this. And I get to share this passion with everybody. That's who I am to my core. And I'm also a mother. And this is why I'm, I say women on top rock. And people say, well, you don't like men. I'm like, I'm married to one for 36 years, who's a good man. I have a son who's a good man. It's not about that. It's about just having to, if you want children and you want a family and you want to be able to spend time with them and you want to be able to do your passion, that is a bit harder because we have the babies, right? That is a bit harder for women to do. And so when you get to a level like you're standing on a platform with 1,000 people in front of you, when you get to level as a woman, I'm like, I look up there and go, wow. Now I know, I've stood on many platforms and I've stood beside a lot of great men that have been mentors.
Yes.
Everybody that I've stood beside. Don Bewley was one with Euphoria, who's, since passed. I've stood beside them and I've been pushed forward and they've said to me, you shout it from the rooftops that women on top rock. Because if you look at the industry, there's 95% women in this industry? You get businesses, we're all working behind the chair. So it's not against anything. It's to build what I've been done for me, build women up specifically. And the men behind them, they're amazing.
They are amazing. I mean? They are amazing. Yes. We're not discounting one from the other. Just
That's
different
right.
roles, different times. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I love that.
So that's who I am. And like I said, I never knew I would be talking like this. I feel like it's just something that I say and I'm like, where does that come from? It's a vocation and I just want to keep that going.
I love
it. That's who I am to my core.
I love that. Okay, so you have been a platform artist, right? With different companies. Who are these people?
Who are the companies or who are
the companies? How did you get to be on stage? How did that happen for you?
That's amazing too. A great question. And it takes me back. I grew up in Scotland.
Yes.
And we, we're juniors. We do 3 years apprenticeship, first year shampoo and sweeping floors, all of that stuff. And I used to watch Trevor Sorby, who's just passed. He's a 4-time in the hair House of Fame over in Britain. And I used to watch Trevor and we all admired Trevor. And Trevor was in London. Now we're in a wee town in Scotland, never thinking, we just watched this guy. I came to New York after I opened up a business over there when I was 21. I was Young Entrepreneur of the Year, just throw that in there.
Hey, that's awesome.
That's great. I used to watch Trevor on TV and, never thinking ever that I would get to know him, let alone work with him. So I came over to New York and lo and behold, I worked in the Village and they used Sorby products, which were amazing. And I'm like, I know Trevor. I watched him on TV and then moved from New York to San Francisco, hadn't met Trevor. And then when I came to Cincinnati, of all places, there was a distributor here that carried Sorby. And they said, he's coming over here. he's launching in America, and would you like to interview to work with the products? I'm like, are you kidding? In Cincinnati? I'm like, really? I've been in the UK, I've watched him on TV, I've been in New York, I've been in San Francisco, I've been in LA, I've been all over. And here I am in Cincinnati, and for a wee while, I'm like, where am I? I'm in the back of beyond. And I get to meet Trevor. So one of the highlights of my career was Trevor, when I opened up my salon here in Cincinnati, in a wee place called Northside, it's 15 minutes from downtown. Trevor came to the opening of my salon. Now, Trevor was born in Scotland, and his father was a barber, and he moved to London. And so when Trevor came to open up my salon, the opening, we had red carpet, we had bagpipes, and yes, I had the kilt on.
Yes.
So, did training. I had to interview, no matter what, I had to interview with Trevor, and I did all this training. I remember going to a hotel here in Cincinnati and training till 2:00 having homework and doing homework till 2:00 in the morning, and crying the next day because you were exhausted and it wasn't quite right. It's like, oh man, I'm in the bathroom. I remember, I don't cry that easy, especially when it comes to hair. But I was like, I remember it must have been the saddest sight. I'm brushing this mannequin, crying. I think I had to take some kind of whip the funk down and get the comb through it, and I'd been up since 2:00 in the morning. So you persevere with that. A lot of people walked away because it was hard going, but you persevere and you show your backbone. And when you can get up on a platform and you have that backbone, that's what makes you, people will gravitate towards that, right? And I gravitate towards that anyway. So I did platform work for him when I first came over and became a global team, an art team member. And then Trevor kind of disbanded his product. And then I went to work with Euphoria. I met Don Bewley, an incredible mentor. That man, I honestly, it still blows me away, and I still hear him every day in my head, because he pushed me to the limit. And basically, when he was launching Euphoria, there was 5 of us sitting in the head office, and I was one woman, and it was 4 other guys. We were in the head office in Carlsbad, and he went round the room and said, "So what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do?" And I'm up in my head going, "What do I say? What do I say?" And I'm thinking, "What will I say?" And when he got to me, he said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "What do you want people to think of you?" And I said, "Well, I want them to think I'm a great hairdresser. I want them to think I'm really cool, all of this." And he said, "No, you don't." And I'm like,
I don't.
It just, okay. It could be very abrupt. "No, you don't." And I'm like, how does he know all this stuff? This is when it was just launching.
Yeah.
And he said, "Do you know what you want to do?" He said, "You want to make a difference. You want to make a difference." And that has stuck with me. I'm getting goosebumps even as I'm saying it. That has stuck me. He said, "No, all that stuff aside," he said, "You want to make a difference." And when I told him, about, my mother and women in the industry and, never really getting to, my mother hadn't had the choice to do hair. She just had to go to a local factory, and she was really good at it. She was my first mentor. He said, "You talk about women in the industry." I said, "Can I do it on stage, on platform?" He said, "You go ahead." And he pushed me forward. And I remember talking about all the icons that I loved and all my influences. And he said, "No, Taylor," he said, "you're the icon now." He said that years ago. I'm still yet to say that about me. Do you know what I mean? Right?
Yes.
I don't know why, but I'm still yet to say that. But he said that to me more than 15 years ago. He said, "No, Taylor, you don't need to talk about all these people now because you're the icons." He said, "Look, you're standing there in front of you." We used to have the Global Connection. We used to have over 1,000 people there. It's like, you're the icon. They're looking at you now. You're the icon. So,
Lord.
Forget what the question was.
It's okay. I don't even know what I said. I'm listening. Like, that's great. Okay.
So,
All right. So, okay. So we worked with those people. So like, what do you feel has been your biggest struggle in life, in the industry that you've overcome?
oh, I could get really personal with that.
I mean, we're pretty real and raw on the podcast.
Right,
So
right.
I'll leave it up to you.
All right. Well, I don't talk about this very often, but I think it's okay to talk about. I just celebrated 21 years in recovery.
Oh,
And
congratulations.
in
Big deal.
August.
Big
In
deal.
August.
Big
21
deal.
years. And, you know, I honestly can tell you, all this stuff that I went through, you know, before in Scotland and everything, the struggle was all of that. And I thought, you know, coming to America, the chain would all break. That's not something we choose. That's something that is just as, right? It's part of who I am.
Yeah.
I am so happy and so, let me say blessed. I don't say stuff like this very often, but I am, because, you know, I have a lot of family members that don't survive this.
Yeah.
And, you know, I managed to scrape myself up and go, no. And I think, honestly, it's part of who I am. And I have to, you know, spread the word a wee bit. So 21 years, that was, you know, getting there was a huge struggle, although there was very, very, very many highs, but also very, very, very lows that people don't see when you're, you know, when you're up there on the platform and, oh, you know, she's the icon and all this stuff. They're the bits that people don't see. And honestly, to get to this point is amazing. It's amazing. Because, you know, I was told years ago, you're miserable. And I wasn't even miserable, like, you know, I don't know what it was, but I was told you're kind of miserable. What is it? Searching for something, right?
Yeah.
This job and dancing saved my life in that respect.
Right.
And then, you know, in recovery, the first thing I was told is, and again, I'm not religious, I'm more spiritual, doesn't matter. I was told, you're a miracle. Not miserable, you're a miracle now. That's what you are. And I'm like, OMG. So the first thing I said, well, wait till you get to know me. And you know what? Every day I kind of know. That's cool. I'm sitting here. I'm a miracle, you know. It's like, yeah. Because against all odds, to tell you the truth. So, yeah, that was kind of struggle up until that. But this overcoming that. So you can imagine all the stuff that went in with all that.
Yeah. Well,
to get to that, you know.
Sure.
There's times I look back on and go, man, how did you survive that? Right?
You're right.
It's like, how am I sitting here? How am I doing this? You know?
Yes.
So, but here was my passion. And I used to go to work and leave everything outside the door. And then I would, you know, have to come back out to life. Yeah. So here in dancing, and the two of them, that people say, I know the feeling you get when you dance, you just block everything out and all you hear is the music and the beat and you move. So these two things saved my life. That's why I'm so passionate. And I know that sounds kind of heavy, but it's
we love it. Truth. We love it. We love it.
Absolute truth. Absolute truth.
Okay, so you're still teaching, you're still going around the country, you're still teaching, you have your salon, so you have to run that while you're on the road too. What has been a struggle for you currently?
I think the education side of the industry has been a wee bit of a struggle. I feel like, you know, the business it changes. We're in the business of change. Right. And right now, I feel like we've changed and kind of get into, just like we're on an island. I feel like hairdressers are on an island by themselves. And there's this struggle to have, you know, teamwork within the salon the struggle I see in the salon that I have. I go in and people seem to be working independently, and they're all creative. And, you know, I jam with hairdressers. We grew up jamming. It's like if you get musicians together, oh, look, this chord, this chord. And I see there's a, you know, the discord in the industry. And I think when it's coming to education, I think people are in a bubble and they either don't, it's not inspiring them, or they don't get to it, or it's no priority, right?
Yeah.
So struggle is, you know, keeping, you know, people motivated.
Yes.
Even if they're, you know, people can be working by themselves or they can be working with other people, but it's that motivation. I feel like we're in the business of change, and I feel like, this is just my opinion, I feel like we've been stuck in a rut for a wee while. I feel like hairdressers, we're designers, right? And designers change all the time. I mean, imagine if you went to a dress designer and you designed the same dress every time they came. That's the kind of rut I feel we're in. I feel like for the education, we're trying to pull people out of their box. I'm like, come on, you can do this. You know, you can cut hair, you can color hair, you can do whatever. But I just feel like people are just kind of in a box.
So what do you do? How do you reach those?
Well, you know, Facebook and Instagram are great. It's great. But I honestly know that live and that passion to get people, when you're giving that passion out, people feel it.
Yeah.
So it's just, I love Facebook and Instagram for, like, you know, like what we're doing. Letting people know where we are. This is it.
Yeah.
But come to other hairdressers, bounce off each other creatively. So I feel that the Facebook, Instagram and everything is a tool. It's a tool to the next level. Come to live education. Bring yourself out of the walls that you're in. Step away from the chair. Look at other people. Introduce yourself to other people. Be approachable. You know, none of us are the best hairdressers in the world. None of us. Who is that? You know, even Trevor Sorbet with all his accolades, you know, and Dawn. None of us are the best hairdressers in the world. But when we get together, we're all amazing people. That's what that's the struggle, you know.
Yeah.
And education is huge, you know, for myself too. You know, I have to make myself, you know, go here. I'm like, you know, it's a struggle. So, but I feel it in my bones, and I hope I can mark my words. I feel we're in a huge change.
Yeah.
It's the table is turning, because young people need to be inspired. We need to, and we're getting to the age now, I call myself an old timer. I'm like, wow, you know, I'm like, there's so much experience out there, and young people are, you know, they need it. And they don't know they need it. And we need to know they need it, and they want it.
Yes.
So I think that's what the platform work does, you know, going to the shows, women like Tracy and Portnick, Velma Subble, who's putting on, which I'm getting ready to go to Kansas. I don't know if you know Velma.
No, I don't.
Incredible women. Well, it used to be called the Midwest Hairstyling Awards, and now it's the American Beauty Vision Awards.
Okay, I have seen this. Yeah.
Right. So that's a woman that's doing that. And she's been doing it in Kansas for about 3 years. And it is just growing to not just the Midwest Hairstyling Awards, it's now the American Beauty Vision Awards.
I love it.
So myself and Paul Smith, who was president or vice president of Willa, years and years ago, he's been in the business. We are doing a runway show. It's going to be broadcast live. The whole thing's going to be broadcast live.
Love it.
So I'm going back to another passion from a wee girl. I used to put on wee fashion shows in my backyard.
Oh,
and I honestly would dress people up, People would go, I'd go and get a dress or something, dress people up. So Paul Smith and I are doing a runway. I'm not going to tell you.
Great.
Well, the theme is Hollywood. And this is the first time I've disclosed this, Hollywood and graffiti.
Ooh, I love
these two
that.
things. So you can imagine the hair around that, right?
Oh, I love it so much.
Opposite.
Yes.
So that's a runway segment. And then we have a class the next day, which is called Cut, Style, Finish. Just that. Nothing else. Cut, style, finish. Because that is what we need to know. Really, before all the avant-garde stuff, before even the folk, all of that is great. But what do you need right now behind the chair? You need to be able to cut hair, style hair, finish hair. It's all about taking it back from behind the chair. Mm. And then it's foundational. Whatever you learn, you can make it avant-garde, you can make it editorial. Because believe it or not, right now, the most editorial thing I've seen is haircuts. Yeah. It's not all, like what avant-garde can be. Mm-hmm. Young people are looking at haircuts thinking it's avant-garde. And I'm like, no, this is classic. Of course, it's always like, everything makeup. Sure. But it's a haircut. I'm like, that's a haircut. That's a bob, right?
They're just like amazed, like, no way.
Right? I know. It's like graduation. OMG, right? It's like, oh, that's amazing. And then throw the razor in there and blowing people's mind. So, and it can be done. So that's our class the next day. This is amazing. And then there's another woman putting a show on in Maryland. I'm just looking at the dates. Uh-huh. And that show is a Salon and Spa Expo. And that's when is that? October the 26th and 27th. So this is what you do. I just go wherever I need to go. And I've also worked premier for, the last 9 years. Mm-hmm.
In Orlando?
Orlando, with Albie McCaughey. Talk about great men in the industry.
Yes.
Albie and I worked Orlando and Columbus and Anaheim. Uh-huh. So, we just keep putting ourselves out there because we love to teach, It's all about just teaching, just put yourself out there. And, when I'm in a class, and it doesn't matter if somebody's there, just 5 months out of beauty school or whatever, 5 years, 50 years, I tell people, no matter what, you're sitting there, you have something to show me that would blow me away. You have something to show me that would blow me away. We don't come to class this is not to dictate. This is like, I look at these people and go, you have something to show me right now that would blow me away. I know this. Any hairdresser that's sitting in education, I'm like, I know you have something. You have something in there. I see it when I go down to my salon. I'm like, I'm watching the young people in there and I'm like, wow. A lot of
I'm taking it in. I'm taking it in, girl. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yes. To myself.
So, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I keep saying we're in the business of change and I can feel it. Mm-hmm. Something big. I hope it's soon. I would love for it to be me, like Vidal Sassoon changed the whole industry.
Yeah.
Talking about Vidal Sassoon too. This is his signature on my arm, which I show every now and again. I forget about it. Again, I met him in Cincinnati.
Oh my God.
We heard about him. We were doing all the haircuts in the UK. We were doing all the, the page boy and the graduated bob. Never met him over there. I come to Cincinnati and I meet Vidal Sassoon.
Eden Eden was on the show. Eden Sassoon. She's been on the BeautyPro podcast.
Right. You know what? I met her in California for the Clean Water Project. Yes. She's an amazing woman, by the way. She was doing the Clean Water Project and we were there and I showed her the tattoo And she said, you know, I'm going to make a book of tattoos. I don't know if she's ever done it. She said, and that one needs to be in there. I said, you know why? Because no one else ever has it. He signed this 1 year before he died. So I know, you know what I mean? Nobody else is going to get that. And she said, yeah. She said, yeah, this needs, and she was, you know, kind of choked up when she saw it. So, yeah, I mean, the opportunities, you know, this industry is a whole ball of wax. There's things you can do and things, people that you will meet that you never would think you would ever meet in your life, especially me coming from this wee town in Scotland, you know, and then all the highs and lows that I've talked about. You know, it's like, wow.
With with all of this, all of your world travels, right? What has been your favorite insult that you've ever gotten? That you're like, you're proud of it, like it is your driver at this point. What was that?
I've been called a bitch. I've been called a bitch a lot. It's kind of favorite, and I know it's old school, but I've been called, because I know we can be called much worse than that.
Yeah.
But I used to get called that kind of regularly, and I used to say, but I'm a better one. And my friend actually wrote a book called Be a Better Bitch. It's actually a book. And so therefore, when I was called a bitch, I'm like, but I'm a better one. I've read the book. And then I heard it quite a lot of times, sometimes, you know, when you're starting up a business and you're working with all these people, you have to tell them what to do, and, you know, contract. I'm talking about, you know, building a shop.
Yes.
I've been called a bitch quite a bit, and I'm like, do you have another word? Because I'm getting kind of tired of that. I'd like something else. So to answer that question, I don't think I've been called that yet. I'm waiting to hear if there's something that ups that would insult me that I would love. Right? I'm waiting to hear. I've not heard anything yet that would insult me that I would go, yes, yes, yes. Right?
That's perfect. That is so perfect.
Somebody's going to come out with it. Wait till you hear it. I'll let you know when that happens.
Perfect. I want to hear about it.
Right.
What is an important strength or trait for any beauty or barber pro? Like, what is it that they need to have to be successful? I feel like we've talked about it already, but just what do you think? Just for more clarity.
Well, besides the passion, compassion.
Yes.
Compassion, because we hear things, and humility. And I think hairdressers kind of have that naturally. Now, we can be competitive.
Yeah.
But we are a people. We are a people. And I know hairdresser souls. I know hairdresser souls. I just know our souls. And I think that compassion and humility in the face of adversity is what makes us hairdressers. And I think you have to have that. Yeah, I definitely do. And I don't know any hairdresser that doesn't have it. Successful hairdressers and just hairdressers, because we're a certain breed. Now, you had the girls on from Hair Life.
Yes.
I watched your podcast for that. Yay! And they actually mentioned what I had said, like, you know, when you're doing a big convention and then you come out, you're in the airport and feeling like, oh, where's my people?
Yes.
I know.
They said
that feeling is weird. I'm like, where are all the hairdressers?
Yes.
And
it is weird.
It's our soul. There's something in there that makes you a hairdresser.
100. I cannot, when I think about my life and my future, like I cannot not be in the salon. Like I go on vacation and I end up going to a salon somewhere to get my nails done. You know, like I have to, yes, that feeling is a real thing.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay. What is a lesson that you have learned being in this industry that you wish the mailman or the mechanic, what's that lesson that you wish that they would just get, that they would understand?
That's a good question too. And I mean, I think the same thing is like, the compassion that hairdressers have, the passion that we have.
Yeah.
I mean, I know mechanics and the mailmen. Listen, right now, honestly, it all comes down to passion, because I'll just tell you this quickly. We used to have a guy that washed our windows at the shop. We have windows all around the shop. And when he washed the windows, the people that were sitting in the chair, I found them staring at him and watching them. And I'm like, you know what they recognize? His passion. He cleaned windows with a passion. So it doesn't matter what you do, mailman or mechanic, passion is the bottom line. So we actually had people stop, watch him. I'm like, yeah, look at the way he's doing that. You can tell he's passionate. So I think anyone else in any industry, it doesn't matter what industry they're in, the passion will get you through. That's what I know, that I wish that people outside of our industry especially wouldn't just say just a hairdresser, or even us say just a hairdresser, because that's
a blasphemy.
There's no such thing, right?
No
Maybe
such
that's
thing.
The insult. That's the insult we were talking about.
Yes, there it is. There it is.
Oh, please speak to the hand. Don't even go there, right? No, but that's it. That'll be my answer the next time.
I love that. Okay, what do you have going on for people listening, watching to this episode, so that they can work with you, so that they can get in touch with you?
Okay, let me grab something. Oh, I have it in here. This is my card, like my business card.
I love this photo.
I'll show you. This is my office I'm in right now. Hold on. So these cards, when I do my platform work or classes, I hand out these cards and it tells you what I can do for you. So it's in salon classes, one-on-one classes or group classes, shows, brand collaboration or brand collaborations.
Yes.
So right now, and we mentioned it, will be the Kansas City show, and then the Maryland show. And then in between that, I've actually been asked, there's a Paul Mitchell school here in Cincinnati that I'm going to do a guest artist spot. Yay. And that's part of giving back. So basically where I'm going to be next is Kansas, and then Maryland. And then here in Cincinnati, will be at the Paul Mitchell show. Was that the question? I forget.
Yes. So basically reach out to you on Instagram or Facebook, and then they can collab. Okay, that's it.
Absolutely. Instagram, Facebook, or email, private message, and I'll give you my phone number. We can actually talk.
Yes.
I do that quite a bit. And if you need any, if you want to know anything, just ask me. I'm only too willing to share whatever I can share.
I love it. Yeah. So what is okay, so because we're wrapping up, what is one question you wish I would have asked you, and how would you have answered?
I think you've asked me every question that I wish you would ask me. This is why you're so great. One question that I wish you would have asked me. I don't even think there's any stone you've left unturned.
Fabulous.
Maybe, and I know we kind of get into this, but maybe about my children and my grandchildren. But I'm not sure, because I know this is work, but I think this is all wrapped up in, I told you my son's a fireman.
Yeah.
And a lieutenant. And my daughter has had a wee hard way to go in life too, and that's another story. And I'll just touch on it a wee bit. She had an accident. She wasn't meant to walk again. She now walks. She had her voice box moved because she had 2 incomplete fractures in her spine, and she's now a singer and cut an album just recently. And she writes all the stuff. So
she's a miracle too.
Absolutely. Oh, well, there you go. Let's tie it all in. You're amazing. You're amazing. You're a woman on top who rocks for sure. this is why I wanted to be on this podcast. Absolutely. So that's it. I think, wow.
I love it. Oh my goodness, Taylor, thank you for coming on the BeautyPro podcast. Like, I love it. This is real. This is raw. We're talking about real things. The industry is real. It's not just all glitz and glamour. Like, this is real.
Yeah.
So for all of you watching and listening to the episode, we're going to have Taylor, all of her information in the show notes so you can reach out to her. And I will talk to you guys next time.
Women on Top rock. Are you one of them? Because if you're not, you better be. This is awesome. Today's episode with Taylor. She taught me a lot this episode. And I'm working and twerking over it since our chat. So, what was your biggest takeaway? What did Taylor teach you from this episode? Let me know, send me a DM, and let's connect and dance our way into celebration. If you loved this episode, subscribe to the BeautyPro podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so you never miss an episode. Don't forget to leave your reviews, stars, feedback so I can continue bringing the content you deserve and want most. Your feedback fuels this podcast. The more you give, the more you get back. You can follow me at The BeautyPro Coach on Instagram and Facebook. Want to contact me directly? Email me at befree@goldentruthcoaching.com.